Thank you for your patience. I think we're live now. And that being said, get some mood lighting going here. Oh, I like that. It's a little bright though. Uh, I have to get my text on that immediately. I don't have no fucking text. Just saying. Okay, now we'll dim this down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now it's not so bright. Okay. Was the mic picking anything up? Can't tell. Let's see here. Check, 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 check. Yep. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Well, just a short rehearsal. I'm working on getting more comfortable with my vocals because I'm gonna have to. I don't have studio money yet, anyways. But it's just I don't know. Repetition, like anything, is helpful. Practice, I mean, I always need more practice on my harmonicas, that's for sure. And then it's been a long time since I've just really sang wholeheartedly. They used to make me sing in cover bands at least one song, and I hated it just because number one, I don't like my own voice, and number two, playing the drums and singing is sometimes a challenge upstairs where all the wiring and everything fires. So I have to be very, I don't know, planned out in some of the trickier spots for me where the vocals and the drumming uh, gets a little jumbled. Um, so I'm just kind of backing with my drum. I'm not going to be playing a lead bongo, but I like to contribute to the rhythm section part. So it's just going through the motions. I don't know, hopefully one of these days, I'll be doing some live performances after I get a little studio time. Um, because like these are just the rough demos, but they're all in my vocal wheelhouse because I did some AI modeling off of my own voice. So it's in my range. It just depends on how I'm treating my throat. How many smokes have I had today? Did I supplement with cigars too? Oh shit. I'm not smoking near as much as I used to in the past. Actually, my lungs are getting better. Uh, it was time to to slow down. Uh, Quit entirely, debatable. I do use the patch a little bit here and there, but even without that thing, I don't know. I smoke maybe on average 5 to 7 cigarettes a day. So progress, not perfection, and that's what tonight's all about. It's just kind of a rehearsal, uh, working on my chops. You know, playing my drum and singing at the same time for when the time comes that I do get into that studio, or start getting some live gigs and a couple other musicians to join me. So I hope you enjoy tonight. um, it's good practice for me. I'm getting comfortable with having an audience again. I mean, when I was in high school, I was in all the school plays. I was a thespian. I know, watch my mouth, right? Trapped in a man's body. But you know, adolescence is cool like that because back then you weren't old enough to really give a shit what anybody gave about you because you're still that much of a kid, and I don't know. I just I had no fear on stage. Um, but then as I went through later adolescence and adulthood, I figured out, well, sometimes people suck and they're really judgmental. And me as an artist, I guarantee you, I am my own worst critic. Um, any of you that perform music or in any kind of art, if you paint or whatever your niche is or your medium, if you're a serious artist, you're 9 times out of 10 not perfectly happy with your own work because if I have a hiccup on my drum or something musically, I notice right away. 9 times out of 10, if I'm on a huge drum set, it goes unseen, unheard. Because I've asked people, oh my God, did you hear where I had that hiccup or whatever? And they're like, no. I know we didn't hear it. I'm like, well, I did, because I know, but I guess, that's my whole point. Moral of the story is serious artists and uh, people who take their craft passionately um, are rarely satisfied. But I do put my all into it, and I don't know. I feel like I'm going through like my second puberty at 52. I'm regaining my voice. I'm also at the same time I'm finding that guy that I used to be uh, when I was 17. 16 years old. Um, to have that little bit of vulnerability and innocence, that's good. It's healthy. Um, you know, uh, the years have been kind to me, and they haven't been. But I'm excited to have started this project, and sometimes, unfortunately, I don't let up, I don't pump the brakes, and I don't quit, and that can be counterproductive for me, or ironically, work against me at times. But this has always been my dream. It's always been my passion. And if it doesn't amount to a hill of beans, well, it won't be for lack of, hey, I didn't fucking try, and it's never too late to try. And therein might lie the silver lining, you know. I had to go through some life, trials and tribulations and whatever to even be blessed with the journals that I wrote my poetry in and still have them, nonetheless. I mean, I've got one that was in Louisiana with me, and I don't know, there's 4 or 5 in the middle that the ink bled together because I was living in a swamp. Um, but I took some pictures of them, and I think I can pull the actual poem out of it. I can't with my naked eye, but they look like they're tie-dyed. Um, and then I was just going to do like a poetry bound book, coffee table book or whatever. But deep down, I always knew they were going to be songs. I even wrote some of them at the time that was penning them out into a song format structure, where it'd be intro, uh, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus out. But a lot of them were not written like that. So what I've done is I've gone in and I've taken the poem, or I've had to consolidate a couple poems together because they were short poems, but their theme went along the same lines. So I'm mashing 2 of my poems together to generate one full song out of it, and that's been really neat. And also, I forgot about this part with my poetry. Because I've got a lot more poetry to recoup off of Facebook servers. I stored them there and they took the section away. So, I mean, I've just got, golly, I've got easily 5 albums worth, 5 EPs at the very least. Some of them I'm choosing not to turn everyone into a song. Some of them probably shouldn't be printed. I was in a shitty spot in my life and in a bad frame of mind, but also writing that stuff out helped me cope with it mentally. So maybe they should be turned into songs, and a lot of them are, I'm Twitter pated about whatever my flavor of the month I was chasing. Good Lord. I'm fucking guilty as charged. I mistake kindness for fucking you like me, but that's a double-edged sword too, because, I don't know, 52 years I've been in the fucking friend zone, except for like my 3 monogamous long-term relationships. But that's neither here nor there either, because I needed to learn to be by myself. That's empowering. Now, the other side of that coin is I've been by myself for so long, I'm pretty particular, and my OCD gets away from me, and I'm just like, I have company, and it's just like, it freaks me out sometimes because I'm the most extroverted introvert that I know. But anyways, enough of the bullshit. And I am a singer-songwriter, so I like to share my story because these songs are my story. And I always enjoy going and watching singer-songwriters because you get, I don't know, to learn what maybe they were drawing off of inspirationally at the time that that song was created, or you know, just what what inspired them or what didn't inspire them. What chaos did it come out of? You know, who broke your heart? You know, or whatever. Um, but it does tell a story, and I always enjoyed, you know, singer songwriters of the past because they would stop and take a second and tell you, hey, this song was born, in a truck stop east of Omaha, Bob Seger style or whatever. Um, and I'm interested in that type of lore. I retain it, I can't remember my grocery list or foreign languages or none of that. In song lyrics, I'm pretty good. My own, uh, you'd think I'd know them front to back and backwards, forward, sideways because I wrote them, but they're different than the poem. You read the poem and tells the poetic story, but restructuring it through the song, um, you're taking you know sections and you're just rearranging them, and so I know them for the most part, but just structurally, I need to get used to how I flip things around a little bit so it works in a song format a little bit more. That being said, this is just rehearsal. No pressure, but pressure. I hope somebody's watching because I don't know. I need to know that somebody's watching once in a while because I'm just regaining my comfortability um, on stage or live, and damn, I didn't even think I'd ever do it again. There for a while, I would have been like, hell no, I am not going in front of a bunch of people because I don't people very often. And when I do, maybe it's a little overboard because I don't do it very often. But I don't mind sharing my story, and in doing so, hope that somebody might draw inspiration from it or just understand me a little bit better. And it's never too late to follow your passion or your dreams because I probably listened to people with a little too much negative talk throughout the years and just let them convince me that it wasn't worth investing too much time in because nothing's ever going to happen of it. Well, I don't think so. I believe that my dream is within reach. It's tangible. It's not I'm just walking around with my damn head in the clouds, um, dreaming of rock star goddom. I don't want that. I don't require that, man. But if I get a couple good songs that become good, you know, tunes and end up on the charts, whatever. Um, I'm making fun of myself, because I'm doing a lot of country stuff because I'm like that poem is a country song. That is the genre that it fits in, and I have such a respect for all genres of music and artists and writers that it might not be entirely in my wheelhouse, but I respect all music, and I I don't force myself to listen to it, but I claim to be very open minded, and I don't care if it's punk rock, if it's death metal, or if it's South LA hip hop, or Biggie, or East Coast. I like it all because I have a mutual respect for musicians and creators. Um, because without it, man, you know, I don't want to say I wouldn't be sitting here, but I tell you what, music has gotten me through some of the most difficult moments of my entire existence. How that song will take you back to a certain place or remind you of somebody, or where you're at, how old you were, what you were doing. A few of these are a little difficult for me to get through the vocals because it's taking me right back to that chaos or that moment where I was just like, God dang, am I going to get through this? You know, I ain't saying I was thinking about giving up, but I mean, fuck, I had to write something out on paper to make sense of it up here, and to not freak out and lose my temper like I did when I was uh, a young adult male. Um, you know, I wouldn't have wanted to hang out with me, and I'm not proud of those days, but I've grown from it, and if I can take any of those moments in my life, or any of the times I'm heartbroken, or just really happy, and make something beautiful out of it, then count me in. So these are just the demos. I'm just working on my vocals. I'm going to shut the fuck up now. I know I've talked to a lot of people, so and I just want you guys to understand who I am, and I don't know that this is all part of my journey, and I don't know. I think it's a cool way to tell it. So if you've tuned in, thanks for tuning in. Otherwise, I'm sure that I'll replay it on my channel or whatever, or post it to Facebook. But so I know somebody will see it sometime. And I'm not just going to quit halfway. I don't know. I'm just going to play 3-4 songs, maybe 5. It's Friday, so I don't think I'll upset the neighbors too much. But I'm not going to play terribly loud, so you'll be able to hear my vocals, hopefully. My voice does carry. It's been a while, guys, but you got to get back up on that bike and ride it, don't you? So thanks for joining me. This is my first live stream on my channel, so I guess it is a moment. And with that, I'm going to start with the alternate version I did of Wisdom. The first one was more ethereal, and I don't know. The direction I wanted it to go was middle-aged Fleetwood Mac meets 1994 Division Bell Pink Floyd, and they sat down and collaborated. And then towards the end, though, I wanted it to go out with like a Jim Morrison throwing his dirty leather coat over his shoulder and just walking down a lone highway into the desert by himself. And have that feeling to it, and not to plagiarize anybody, but that type of a vibe, I mean, if I was in the studio doing some producing, I'd be like, no, tone it down a little bit. We need a little more 12 string, because I want it to have that, I don't know, beautiful 12 string Hotel California type of a sound or a feel or a vibe to it. Because when I get the poem in front of me, it's almost immediate in my head. That's got to be more of a crossover country type of song. That's got to be, I don't know, kind of I want that to have an industrial feel, like a, 9 Inch Nails or Meats or Ministry, and mash up a couple sounds for me and see what we get. And I delete half of what I generate because I'm not happy with it, and that's not the vibe or the energy that I want that poem or song to carry. So I don't know. It's been fun so far. I don't think I'll ever do another EP by myself entirely, one person. It almost took the fun out of it for me. And Music is My Medicine is the first EP, so that would have been completely, I don't know, sacrilegious, blasphemy, because it became not my medicine, because it was starting to stress me out and take the fun out of it for me. But I was trying to wear so many hats and like get this EP put together within like a 2-week time frame, learn a new software and all this other crap. So. Oh, I said I was going to quit talking a little while ago. It's not a podcast. It's a music rehearsal. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to start out with Wisdom, the alternate version. I like it better than the original almost. Well, because I can sing along with it, and I think this is a better vibe. Well, I'm not going to say better. I like them both. I'll probably keep them both, and I'll just do the alternate version as a bonus track or something to that effect. Without further ado, here's Wisdom.
We dreaming of the colors, we see what we may see. We ward off all the evil, must be what we can be. Mistakes we can be making, but none shall ever say. I draw from all dimensions and feel along the way. No longer shall I be here, no longer shall I stay. So many people talking, opinions what to do. At times I like the answers, I know this much is true. Now it's time to leave you with this one final thought, because wisdom is the answer, and knowledge is the thought. The sound fades slowly with the various premonition. Letting elements reminiscing of houses of the holy. Never want that method, even Pink Floyd tones. Clothes and jelly with a Jim Morrison style. Now it's time to leave you with this one final thought, because wisdom is the answer.
And that song got cut short. I just wrote this one about a month ago.
Here I am, walking this road again. The loneliness is with oneself, it never ends. I'm out in the cold and growing old, but there's still stories to be told. There's frost on the ground and cold all around, but my body and my soul are still warm. I think about one certain gal, she's way out of my league, but she makes me, I want her that much more, but she's high out of my league. I've been there, I've done that, it really doesn't matter. I don't know what to do, I'm fine by myself, but the energy still pulls me elsewhere. I know there's something more, I don't know where she is, I'm going to tell you. What I know is just she's out there, but I just don't know, is she really out there, or is it all in my head? If I just drank for way too long, I don't know, it's in this song. I'm thinking about one certain gal, she's way out of my league, but she makes me, I want her that much more, but she's high out of my league. Why do I always chase what's out of mind? 'Cause I just always set the bar too damn high. Is that where my head is? Or does my body and spirit still fly? She's out of my league, and I really just don't know why.
Okay, now this song is a little bit darker. I wrote this, golly, man, I want to say over 20 years ago, probably 25 years ago. I don't know. I feel like I was still on Pine Street in that house that Mom had, between 8th and Pine Street in Harlem there. But at my house when I wrote it, this poem came back to me. Thank you, Tracy Anderson, Tracy and Nikki. Big shout out, because I just re-attain these poems, because I used to just give my poems away. I don't know, here's a poem. You look like you could use cheered up or whatever. Or I wrote this last night, you should keep it. And I take a picture of it and then I enter it into the Facebook notes that I have to go through their archives to find. But I'm excited to get some of those back in my hands and keep building on this song library. But I just got this back into my physical possession like within the past 6 months, and it was in a Mickles envelope from the restaurant. That's how dated these poems were. But it's called Burial at Sea, and it came from a dark spot in my life. I mean, I've always dealt with mental health, sometimes in positive therapeutic ways, and sometimes not so good. I've learned and I've grown along the way as far as that goes too. But that's why I'm a huge advocate for mental health and feeding the homeless. Because I've been through it. I've been there and I've done that. That's why I advocate. And there's flaws in every system, but just being aware of mental health is, I think, a win. Because there's so many times that people end up, staying the weekend in jail, or just getting incarcerated, or something is bad, when it's just a mental health type of a situation that could be handled way differently. It's not against the law to have mental health issues, and I mean, there's white and black there too, but there's also a big gray area, and how it's been responded to and handled up until recently was total crap. It's getting better. So, and we just have to understand that it's an illness just like any other disease. And, so I'm very empathetic towards that. And I believe I always will be, because I understand it. I don't understand it, but it's been a part of me for so long that I've adjusted a little bit better as I've gotten older. So, but some of them is just my own methodology, because I don't like stuff being crammed down my throat or force fed to me, or gaslighted. So, and my methods work. I think by the time you get to 50 years old, your body pretty damn good. Your mind pretty damn good. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So, I don't know. I'm just going to stop right there and not go down that rabbit hole. But let's do Undercover Rockstar. No, let's do Silver Lining. I'm about ready to hit the studio with this on vocals, depending on the night and the day. I sing best walking down the road with my headphones on or in my bathroom. If I can get through this one without crying towards the end, that's always a win. Because it took me a solid 3 weeks to even get that close once in a while. Because it was a real event. Me and Lucky were riding out a tornado and watching the rainbow until my dog told me to get under the bridge, because I was taking pictures of it and I didn't have my readers. But I was like, I'm just hitting click on my phone. I know one of these is going to turn out. because it was amazing. I mean, the tornado was coming from one way, but there's a beautiful rainbow just I could almost touch on the other side of the storm. And as cliche as it might sound, that's where silver lining, that's where that into my head. And then I went under the bridge to paint resurrect a peace sign into this giant sun that's also a peace sign now because it was dilapidated and, well, it was almost a disgrace to peace signs. I hate to say that, but I was like, oh no, we can't have that. We need to bring some new life to that. So, and it gave me something to do while I was going through the chaos of being residentially challenged and under a bridge with my dog during 70-mile-an-hour straight line winds. It was not a tornado per se, but you know what I mean. So here's Silver Lining. I'm really proud of this song. I get inspiration from it. It's just tough for me to sing sometimes because it takes me right back to that moment, which was somewhat traumatic at the time, but this song is kick-ass, and therein lies the silver lining. I'm really proud of it. So I'm happy to show pictures of it to any of y'all because I'm glad I took pictures of that day. Well, I couldn't help it, the rainbow and everything, something else. And my dog has really got and developed a lot of grit for his 3 years of being with me. But we've had a better winter so far. We're really grateful. We have a gratitude list every day, even on the days that my legs are flipping me off and hurt and they don't want to work. We're still grateful that we have 2 feet to stand on and grateful for that pain because it reminds us that everything's still attached after some of the motorcycle accidents I've been in. Well, right. I probably shouldn't be here. Not many people get through laying a Harley down once at full speed, let alone a couple times. So I've got a guardian angel and I've got patron saints, that have helped me travel down the road. So with that, here's Silver Lining.
I've been waiting on a silver lining, but all I got is less clothes than what I had. And when I'm wearing nothing at all, seems like everybody knows. The other day I stopped to watch a rainbow, and neither end was there a pot of gold. So under a bridge I went to paint a little sunshine of my own. If we don't get wise, then we're just growing old. It's the bottom of the ninth and the base is unloaded. At least not like me. I haven't rested days, at least not comfortably. Although I may have gained a little wisdom, I'll probably never change my ways. Because sometimes life will try to just keep you down. It has a mighty funny way to try to keep you there. But I found this out, it helps sometimes if you're not even trying. Just dust off your crown. Nothing really gets that goat to just let them all know that you really just don't care. At least not what they think. I've always been just a hopeless romantic about life, about love. I got time time enough to even think or to know. Sometimes it's up to sit there and grin and bear it. Times like that ain't me, I guess I've always been a dreamer. About certain things like destiny and fate. About certain girls that steal my heart and reading this poem to her while holding hands, or even after, if only in my thoughts. But here I go with another dream girl day. Just one last verse, because I can't quit writing. My last advice is you gotta keep dreaming, stay a kid at heart, y'all just grow up too fast. Keep your dreams alive, don't be afraid of crying, because if you're not letting go, then you're just living for dying.
Well, I don't know what's going to play next. I lost my remote again. What's right here? This is my Ride Till I Die song. I revamped it because, I don't know, this is all about my motorcycle trip across the country.
Writing and playing music, a medicine to me. Same as the wind, same as the road, it's therapy. Meditation is a little band, set to rock and roll. Life can sometimes get out of control. So I count 800 pounds on the steel, 100 bucks police underneath me. Half a heartbeat between fear and pain. I crack that throttle open, not 'cause I'm reckless, because I know I'm alive. Tails don't scare me. I learn how to ride it, and I'll ride it till the day I die. I've lost so many battles today. At times there's no other way. Mistakes don't really run on my fears, so long as I can get them chemically clear. We might not win every day, endure to feel the way. Much love for all who pray, those when I fail, I'll just till the day I die. Forgive me if I let you down. Integrity shall be the crown. Never seen you walk for circumstances. Face all sin and dance. Stand against your dead with the devil inside. Always one hell of a fight. Sometimes feel I can't measure up, but you may still drink from my cup. Just till the day I die. Just ride. Till the day I die.
I heard this one. So, oh, what am I missing? I know. My remote again.
Here I am, walking this road again. Loneliness is with oneself. It never ends. I'm out in the cold and growing old. But there's still stories to be told. There's frost on the ground, the cold's all around, but my body and my soul still warm. I think about my certain gal. She's way out of my league. But she makes me, I want her that much more. But she's high out of my league.
Oh man. Okay, here we go. We'll play one that we haven't heard yet. We'll do two more. We'll do Your Smile first, and then I'll finish with Undercover Rockstar.
And you know why?
Oh, I'll do a couple
tell you
more.
right now, because without my formula of self-medicating, which is a generation I grew up in, instead of all the fucking goddamn pharmaceuticals they want to push, which I've created very little of, except sleep. Why would not have created anything? Why would I want to fucking put that flame out? You tell me logically, no, I will continue to find my medicine on the black market, or my heart dies and so will I. So therefore, what everybody thinks is fucking wrong has literally kept me alive and breathing, creating. I'll never stop. Catch me if you can, motherfuckers. I'll never stop. Catch me if you can understand, motherfucker. Music is my medicine, my drugs of choice that have been my poison. It's back on, there's no more song, and that's my world. So y'all stand still and I'm sure to take a pill. Black market has kept me alive. You don't understand how well I would have died, and if my life has been a reality show, well, fuck you. I'd rather have a line of blow, a blue job, baby, just stay the same. If you can't fucking stream your cock and have no shame, so there it is, my heart on my sleeve, and on the breeze when he rolls on down. Yeah.
Title track, but it speaks volumes.
3, 2, 1.
All right, we'll do two more.
Sometimes when I'm all alone, I wonder how I find this hell I'm in. I wanna shout, wanna scream it all away. Who'd like to go to this state that I'm in? I rock my skull. Can't you tell? Sometimes we're all just way too tired. Sometimes we're so endlessly high. Sometimes we miss what's way desired. Sometimes we all appear as lions. But in the end, my friends, the time is just running down the wire. Oh. Another chapter closes, just another dusty road. Now friends, we meet again to swap some stories of old. It's becoming hard how you sleep without internal dilemma. Ignoring what just feels so right, it's getting so hard. They have everyone's lying sides, but ain't no big story in my afternoon delight. The struggle is real, it's all our life. Will this damage man find the meaning of life? The scars have healed, they've been sold, a shame won't shut. But the blue, or should I just say that no damage is done? Why should I care? I can barely even play a part in this fictitious thing we call life. It seems there's so much shallowness, but in the end I just can't stand out bad people do bad things to good people. Come on, it's for real, this much I know. It's time to be winning and harvesting one life. Sometimes we're all just way too tired. Sometimes my soul lifts me higher. Sometimes we miss what we desire. Sometimes we all appear as liars. But in the end, my friends, the time is just running down the wire.
Okay, now, last song. Because we already heard the alternate version of this, which I like the female version. Don't get me wrong, but
And you know,
last song, and then I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you for joining me for my rehearsal.
alone on a bearskin rug with boots still on my feet. I was wishing I would have packed some roll candles. They always seem to warm a room. Now as I ponder the road ahead of me, wounds again, will that candle of mine continually guide me? And like the path along the way on this epic journey called life, I'm an undercover rock star. I guess I'll always be. Open up my mind and set myself free. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm still here. The end is drawing near. I'll just sit and soak it in while sipping on a beer. Got me plenty of water, got me plenty of wine. feeling mighty fine. I'm an undercover rock star. I guess I'll always be. Opened up my mind and set myself free. I pray for all the people, whether right or if it's wrong. I just can't put the pen down. It's one unending song. I'm an undercover rock star. I guess I'll always be. I opened up my mind and set myself free.
All right, now gently fade out with the.
And you know why? I'll tell you.
Oh, I already did that one. I'm having the videos. They're definitely DIY, but I don't know. I think being an artist, we don't always just have to be locked into one wheelhouse. If you're a creative person, I know many people are just so talented in whatever medium they choose. It seems like they're just like pick it up and like, yeah, oh yeah, and I'm good at this and I'm good at this. Oh, you don't just paint? No, I do a lot of things. And that's just a well-rounded person, or somebody that gets inspired. And I deal with chaos through creativity because otherwise it just sucks. It's like fucking bah humbug. Meh. And yeah, I don't like to carry that energy, and I don't like that energy around me. Protecting one's energy is important. There's just people out there that don't want to be happy, or that's all they're used to. So if they're not, they're out of their comfort zone. I was a fucking jerk and really just not a man that I was proud of for a lot of years of my, early to mid adulthood. And I had a hard time swallowing that, because I couldn't go back and change it. And man, I really felt like I had failed at that point in my life because I was like, this is the worst thing ever. And I couldn't get it out of my head. It just kept going around and around and around because you can't take words back. You can't even take words back. I think we're all a little bit too sensitive as a society. But see, I don't know. Words bounce off of me to a certain extent. They didn't used to, but they can hurt just as much as anything physical. And once that venomous came out of your mouth, man, you done said it. And I don't know, in my instance, I'm like, oh, fuck. Or maybe I meant it at the time. And I was just spewing out venom in order to hurt. And shame on me, and not being able to take that back. I really felt like, man, I didn't know what to do. I was confused and I was ashamed, and I couldn't take those actions away. But I wouldn't call it an aha moment, but the only way that I could swallow the pill that I didn't want to was, number one, I had to own it. I did. That's never fun, and you don't half-ass owning that shit. I'm still talking about it to this day. but more importantly is you adjust your well, you've recognized it, number one, but you don't repeat those actions. It's a character defect, and that was the only way that I could really I don't know, just keep plugging along at this thing we call life. Because I just, man, I let myself down, primarily, but a lot of other people too along the way, that probably deserve better than how I was conducting myself, or even appreciating their existence at that time with me. So I did a little bit of a 180, and just in I believe in how I conduct myself. It costs nothing to be kind, you know, and you just don't see enough of it these days. I mean, Jerry Garcia was fucking genius. Be kind. That's all he said all the time. Just be kind. You know, um, I should have taken that advice a long time ago, but I follow it as the best of my ability as a mantra these days. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Um, I'll post my other one ahead of time. I'll start posting it 15 minutes later than I think I want to start, and I might actually be on time. But I'm getting a little better at it. So thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Hopefully, this little uh, poems into songs evolution continues to grow. I know it's been nurturing for me. It's also been really emotional, because I'm reading poems from 20 years ago that I was not in a chasing rainbows type of philosophy or a headspace. But it makes good music. I mean, it's like Lane Staley, and all the turmoil, and the guys in the 27 Club, and the catastrophe, and the ups and downs in life, man. That's what we draw from music, and fuck, it's called the blues for a reason. That's the only time I play my harmonica's worth of shit. Oh, you can tell fucking Baldy, that's an old nickname, if any of you aren't local or my inner circle, but yeah, man. You can tell Dow's he must have had a really shitty ass day, because he's playing the harmonica beautifully. There it is, the silver lining. And that's when my dog sings along. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to be throwing some more free mintable NFTs, just music memorabilia that I'm putting out on the Ethereum blockchain. I'm getting them tokenized. They don't have much value out of the gate, but they're on the blockchain. They do have value, and there's actual physical artifacts of these NFTs that are music memorabilia. So I'm trying to get some claimables out there here and there. I put like 30 of them out there yesterday that I didn't realize were still sitting there. It's just pictures of my poems that have become songs, and it helps me in two ways. It creates an archive for me, because I don't list them all for sale. So it's like my safety deposit box. I put one of the originals for Undercover Rockstar on eBay. I think I listed it at $100 because I need the dough. I need to get things together for studio time to turn these demos into masters. I think I might have a guitar player on board. I don't want to put words into his mouth, but I need followers. I'm not my best publicist or PR guy. I don't like people at all, so that makes that somewhat difficult. Social media makes it a little bit better. Dow Baldwin Official is my Instagram, and Dow Baldwin, I believe, it might not be official, but Dow Baldwin is my Facebook page now. It's the same page that it always was. I just had to get it consistent across the board, because there's a couple other, where do we send royalties to, so there's no other Dow Baldwin, so that's my pseudonym or my stage presence, and it will keep my royalties from my words shuffling in the right spot money wise. Hopefully sooner than later, because I'm going to take whatever I can get and get in the studio at least for the 8 songs, probably 9 with a bonus track that are going to be on the first EP. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for following. It helps for me to practice in front of people. Because if I have a hiccup, I immediately just want to say, "Oh, fuck this," and walk off and be like, "Oh, that sucked." Like when I was in the high school plays, the show must go on. Break a leg. I already did when that guy ran me over in Florida. I'm not doing that again. But it's good luck in the theatrical world or when you're going on stage. So hopefully I broke a leg tonight, and thanks for hanging out. I guess we'll just call these rehearsal podcasts. I need to get some dialogue going though from you guys, so maybe we can have like a meet and greet or something to that effect. I went to one of those in Santa Barbara, and it was really cool. I had a surprise 2-night ticket, and I got to meet Rising Appalachia, and they just did like a small 4 or 5 song set, and then we just sat on the floor and we got to pick their brain and just bullshit, and then look at their instruments. They have these beautiful handmade instruments out of these giant gourds. Really cool. Yeah. So, all right. Peace. I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen to hidden in the lights. Sometimes why even try? That hill we all must climb. Tell myself that I'll be fine. Just tell myself that I'll be fine. Lord knows I really try. This road that I must walk keeps going on. This road that I must walk keeps going on. Sometimes I'm not very strong, not like I used to be. I'm not very strong, not like I used to be. But through the pain I clearly see. I clearly see through the deceit. A wicked soul, your heart is pure and it still shows. We all have a bad day, but not too often. It makes the good days better every once in a while. We all have a bad day once in a while, but not too often. But you come through on time. You endure it with honesty. Don't ever even think that they can take away your smile. I was having a bad day. Oh shit. Yeah, I walked uphill both ways to the dollar store from the hotel at the bottom of the highway. But I got home and I wrote that song, and I told my buddy that I was walking with, I was like, he wanted to hang out, and I was like, dude, I am just not in a bad mood, and I love the guy to death, but I was just like, I can't have company right now. I got to go in and write a poem. That's what I have to do right now. I'm like, sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but I have to go in and write a poem, like stat, or I'm not gonna feel better. And I went and wrote the poem, and I felt better, and I was like, fuck, whew, that was a close one. But in the end, you'll find a friend and get your asses matching tattoos. Sometimes you just got to be the Band-Aid off.
status quo. People who claim to know what to do. Sometimes a fuck is still just a fuck, so raise a glass, smoke some grass, and do a shot of whiskey with it too. And while you're at it, you can kiss my ass. Just kidding, but no, not really. Just R.I.P. the Band-Aid off your folks. And in the end, you'll find a friend and get your ass a matching tattoo. I actually do want to get matching tattoos. Something like it. I think it'd be fun. Not with another dude. Country spotted with a southern drawl. Zach scared house through the night. Heavy grooves roll like thunder calls. Black label bloody nights to fight. Go find a friend and get your ass to some matching tattoos. Go find a friend and get your ass to some matching tattoos. Go find a friend and get your ass to some matching tattoos. R.I.P. the Band-Aid off. R.I.P. the Band-Aid off.
All right. I had more songs there than I fucking realized. But so not all of those are actually on the EP, but you know, I'll keep dropping singles after the EP fully drops. It is on Bandcamp, but I haven't I don't have any pressings. Eventually be able to grab it on vinyl, CD. Hell, I even do cassettes. Just for this out and straight nostalgia. But when I get it pressed into vinyl, I'm gonna get me a turntable and start just shopping for vinyl again, man. I miss it. That's how I grew up. So, all right, guys, I'm really leaving it this time. Thanks for hanging out. I don't get a lot of company up here, but that works out good for keeping myself isolated and able to just continue to keep moving forward on this a little bit every day at the very least. You know, I'm always trying to bite off more than I should probably chew, but I don't know. I've only dreamed of doing this since I was like 4 years old, so it's kind of easy to have that motivation and fire in my belly, because if I wouldn't have started now, it never would have happened. What, I had to wait 50 years before? That's the longest I've ever procrastinated on any one thing. I tell you that much. I'm pretty good at procrastinating. All right, peace, guys. We'll see you the next time. And I'll read you guys' chats or comments if you give me any constructive criticism or even, you know, something cool. I'll look through them and I'll respond to you. You know, like I said, I don't get enough company, so I'll be happy to read any chats and reach back out to you guys. It's important that I, you know, I'm never going to forget where I came from if I ever get elevated into the industry somewhere, you know, that's not Southwest Iowa. You know, whether it be Arizona back to Cali. I would prefer Nashville personally because I love that state. Or that's coin flip. Austin, Texas is also a very distinct possibility. I don't know. Either will be great. Either will be warmer than Iowa. I'm glad that it's warm. I can walk better. With that, I'm going to have to bid you adieu. I'm going to have a stogie. Pour me a glass of mead. Delicious. I've got that dialed in. That honey is good for my throat, and it's it's just healthy for you. It's a superfood. Not enough hot toddy's been get drank anymore, and because the key ingredient of a hot toddy is love. Thanks for tuning in, and take care, guys.